I'm on my own, against the wall. The pressure's building, but no, I will never fall. Instead of crying, they hear me roar. And now I see that I'm way better than before. I never needed you at all. When I fall down, I'ma watch you fall down.
All right, Steve Riddle, what's up, buddy? I saw you popping on the camera over there doing your little Bianca Belair dance. I saw it. I saw it. But no one
uh,
else did. If you
I'm doing
haven't,
good and glad to be here.
all right, good. If you haven't figured it out yet, we're here for Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Now, are you either fan of either of these girls?
Yeah, I've pretty much been a Asuka fan since came in NXT in 2015, and I've definitely grown on Bianca over the last couple of years, especially since she's been on the main roster. So this is definitely a match that I think has a lot of potential to be a really good one.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Just like the build. Let's kind of jump into that real quick. All right, Steve. The Bianca Belair has been the Raw Women's Championship since WrestleMania 38, which is a full year where she defeated Becky Lynch in that stellar match. The new Asuka character, quote unquote, debuted at the Royal Rumble this year. Asuka would go on to win the Elimination Chamber to become the number one contender for the Raw Women's Championship to earn a match at WrestleMania 39. That's kind of it for the build here, Steve. Add in some shit stirring from Carmella and Chelsea Green. Add in the threat of Blue Mist. It's been a pretty dry build here for the Raw Women's Championship. Steve, we need more. We have 2 Raws before WrestleMania. Are we going to get more here? And where are you at with the 2 characters of these?
Well, I mean, you can argue that right now nobody on the roster has had a bigger, push of momentum than Bianca, from winning the previous year to now. And I liked what they were doing with Asuka, where they were kind of, as 2022 ended, she was doing the thing where it's like she would kind of start losing some confidence. She wouldn't come out with the paint. And then, of course, as she said, the Rumble, she then debuts the Kana makeup basically for the first time on WWE TV. And then and has a really good showing in that match. And once it was announced that Rhea was going to challenge Charlotte for the SmackDown title, I think it was pretty much you knew Asuka was going to be the one to get the title shot against Bianca. I think um, she was pretty much the lock to win that Chamber match. And yeah, I mean the build's pretty much just been Asuka kind of helping out Bianca against, like you said, Carmella and Chelsea, who've been really good at actually steering the ship between them.
Mhm.
And they did I did like how Asuka had the belt and she was like dancing with it and doing like the air guitar, and well, Bianca was definitely kind of getting frustrated with it. And I feel like that's been kind of a cool, like Asuka's almost like toying with her to this point, and like because she
Yeah.
knows she can. And at one point it's gonna come down to where is Bianca eventually gonna snap at any point before Mania.
Yeah, it's here's the thing. Both of them are in a good spot. I just want to know if are we going full transition with the Oscar character and we're going to go with her either as like a heel or are we going to get like a little heel tweak from Bianca here and maybe add a little edge to her. Maybe she go ahead and has a little cheating moment here against Oscar where she's feels threatened and then she kind of just maybe does a little something beyond her character currently and adds a little maybe I don't want to say flavor because she got plenty of flavor. Maybe a little more heelish. I don't know the correct word for it. And that either I don't want to say it's going to be a full heel turn right away, but it could slowly creep that way. And the first inkling of that could come at this match at WrestleMania. I feel like either we get full heel from Asuka or a flirtation of it from Belair for the finish here. That's kind of my prediction. I don't know which way either way, but would you agree that we need something from these chicks, character wise?
It's possible. I mean, I think if you're planning to either turn one of them heel or have one of them slightly, go a heelish way, I think at this point it would be better off maybe to do Bianca, just because she's been such a, she's been a face for. I mean, pretty much since she's been on the main roster. I mean,
Mhm.
the last time she was a heel was when she was in NXT. So I think she's maybe a little bit overdue for a heel turn, or at least
Mhm.
showing a little more heelish tendencies. That's why I said how with Asuka continuing to like toy with her and play around with her, you know I think Bianca's going to get to a point where she's either going to snap on her either before Mania or at Mania, either during the match or after the match, and then maybe you set up something down the road with them as they build to a potential rematch.
Now, the build being so lackluster, I don't really think it's on them. It's more on the direction, because I feel like they have chemistry within the segments that they're in. I don't know. We'll see and get down there. All right, I got a question for you. Which night do you see this match falling on, and where on the card? In the middle, at the beginning, towards the end?
Well, I think it will be. I don't know. I don't know if you saw this, but I think it's been pretty much verified that Rhea and Charlotte will main event night 1. So I would definitely say Bianca and Asuka will be on night 2 because they don't want both women's title matches on the same night, I believe.
Yeah.
As for where it will be on the card, I can see them opening with it. I think that would be a good way to open up night 2.
Okay, finish night 1 with the SmackDown women's. Open night 2 with the Raw women's. I don't dislike that. I kind of like that, actually. All right. How do you anticipate this match going? Like, just from a delivery standpoint, are we going to get a satisfying ending? Are we going to get are we going to get? Is it going to live up to the hype of Belair's other matches at WrestleMania with Sasha and Becky? What do you think?
Well, I think in terms of the hype, this is definitely of the matches Bianca's had at WrestleMania. This is definitely the least hyped up it's been. I mean, her and Sasha being the first 2 women to main event night 1, the first 2 African American women to do so, and then of course all that's that build with her and Becky the year before, from their encounter at SummerSlam to then. This one definitely feels a little bit more lackluster in terms of a build, but I think. Just based on who's in the match, I definitely think we are going to get a really good match. Um, I'm sure. I'm interested. I am interested to see how it ends up playing out because, like I said, we could potentially build to a rematch down the line, either at
Mhm.
SummerSlam or a little bit closer, somewhere between then. But I do think it will. Whatever hype it does currently have, I think it will live up to it.
Okay, I agree. I think Belair has a really nice resume underneath her, and she's, even if you could call her a little kind of, I don't want to say it, like stalling right now character wise, she always delivers in her big matches. All right, Steve, who's winning this match at WrestleMania 39? It's a hard one.
It is because it's a toss-up. Because I could
Hmm.
realistically see either of them winning. But in my personal opinion, I think that Asuka is due for a moment at WrestleMania. I mean, to this point, she's not had any WrestleMania wins. I mean, she had that big loss to Charlotte, 34. She had the loss to Rhea, 37. Um, and she's just been kind of, I think, needing that Mania moment. And I think this is as good as an opportunity for her to finally get that. Like I said, I can see a world where Bianca still retains and keeps the reign going because she's been on such an epic reign, and I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe want her to pass Becky's reign as Raw Women's Champion, because that's been some talk online about that happening as well. But I think for myself, just I'm gonna go with my head and say that that Asuka's gonna get her big WrestleMania moment by becoming champion.
See, I'm the other way. My gut tells me Asuka's going to win, but my head tells me Belair is going to win, just to kind of continue this whole thing going on. And the Asuka character is kind of just like a quick little footnote to put her on her path. But I don't know. It's interesting. Belair's future is interesting now that they have that reality show on Hulu with her husband. I don't know if they become more of a thing on character. And would a heelish role for them be interesting in a reality TV setting? Is also kind of interesting. But that's another thing to look out for. But Steve, thank you very much for joining us here. Do you have anything to plug as we get out of here?
Just real quick, PTB Pop Experience. I'm on Pop Goes the Classics, Making Mount Rushmore, Video Jukebox Song of the Day. Then on the wrestling feed, a part of Extreme Resurrection, and I occasionally bounce around to some other pods on both those feeds as well as the North South feed. And you can usually find me on the PTB Facebook group. Lots of good stuff over there, including our breakfast food tournament going on there. So if you're a member of the group, make sure to get in there and vote.
Perfect. All right, Steve, as we get out of here, again, thank you very much. And catch you on the next one, buddy.